Be honest. Do you use the same password on a bunch of sites? Most people do. And there's a tool that fixes that completely. Let me show you how a password manager actually works. Here's the problem. You have dozens of accounts, your email, your bank, shopping, social media. Each one wants a login. Remembering a strong, unique password for every single one is impossible. So people reuse the same one or tiny variations of it. And that's the trap. If just one of those sites gets breached and your password leaks, attackers take that leaked email and password and try it everywhere else. It's called credential stuffing, and one leak can unlock your whole life. A password manager solves this. At its heart, it's one thing, an encrypted vault. For every site, it generates a long, random, unique password and stores it safely inside that vault. The vault is locked with encryption, scrambled so that without the key, it's just useless noise. And here's the clever part. You only need to remember one thing, your master password. Your master password is the key that unlocks the vault. You remember one strong password, and the manager remembers all the rest. The best managers are what's called zero knowledge. The encryption happens on your device, so even the company that makes the app can't read your passwords. They only ever store the scrambled version. Then, when you visit a site, the manager auto-fills the right login for you. No typing, no remembering. So why does this matter to you? 1. Every password becomes unique. So if one site leaks, that's the only account at risk. The leak stops there. 2. Every password becomes long and random. The kind is far too strong to guess or crack. 3. Autofill quietly protects you from phishing. The manager only fills in the real web address it's saved. So on a fake lookalike login page, nothing gets filled, and that's your warning sign. So that's the deal. One master password unlocks an encrypted vault that makes every other password strong, unique, and effortless. Set one up, and you've fixed your biggest security weak spot. I'll see you in the next one. Your password gets stolen. So what actually stops the attacker? Who has it? This is where 2FA comes in. 2FA, two-factor authentication, simply adds a second proof on top of your password. The first factor is something you know, your password, the secret in your head. The second factor is something you have, your phone, a code from an authenticator app, or a small hardware key. To get in, you now need both. Something you know and something you have. Here's why that's powerful. Imagine an attacker who has stolen your password. With just a password, the old way, they'd be straight in. But with 2FA on, the password gets them to the second factor, and there they stop. They don't have your phone or your key, so they're blocked. Now, not all second factors are equally strong. Think of a ladder. At the bottom, codes sent by SMS text. They work, but they're the weakest. Attackers can hijack your number with a SIM swap or intercept the message. Better, codes from an authenticator app. They're generated on your device and never sent over the network. Best, a hardware key or a passkey. These are phishing resistant. They won't hand over a code to a fake lookalike site. So why does this matter to you? 1. Besides using unique passwords, 2FA is the single best thing you can do to protect an account. Even a leaked password isn't enough on its own. 2. Turn on everywhere that matters, your email, your bank, and anything tied to money or identity. 3. When you can, pick an app or a hardware key over SMS text codes. Same idea, much stronger. Password plus a second factor. One extra step for you, a brick wall for everyone else. This is Tech It Away. Passwords get phished, leaked, and reused. Passkeys are meant to replace them, with nothing for an attacker to steal. Here's how they actually work. A passkey isn't a password. It's built on public key cryptography, a matching pair of keys. When you set one up, your device creates the pair. It keeps a secret private key locked on the device. The matching public key is sent to the website. A public key is safe to share. It can't be used to log in by itself. So that's set up. Now, what happens when you log in? The site sends your device a one-time challenge, a random puzzle to solve. Your device unlocks the private key with your face, fingerprint, or PIN, and uses it to sign the challenge. The signed answer goes back to the site. Notice what never happened. No password was ever typed or sent. The site checks the signature against your public key. It matches, so you're in. Because there's no shared secret to steal, type, or leak, there is nothing for a fake site to phish. So why does this matter to you? 1. There's nothing to phish or leak. Even if the site is breached, attackers only get a useless public key. 2. Logging in is faster and easier. Just your face or fingerprint. No typing, no resets. 3. They're rolling out everywhere. Apple, Google, Microsoft, and major sites already support them as password replacements. Passkeys swap a secret you have to remember and protect for a key your device proves you hold without ever revealing it. So the next time a site offers a passkey, now you know exactly what's happening behind that fingerprint tap. See you in the next one. You see a little padlock next to a web address every day. Most people think it means the site is safe. It doesn't. Let me show you what it actually means. That padlock is about HTTPS. And HTTPS is just two things bolted together. Plain HTTP, the language browsers use to load pages, plus TLS, a layer of encryption. Here's the setup. On one side is you, in your browser. On the other side is the website server. In between sits the network, your cafe Wi-Fi, your internet provider, anyone who can watch the traffic. With plain HTTP, everything travels as readable text. So a snooper in the middle can see your passwords and card numbers, and even change the page before it reaches you. HTTPS fixes that. TLS builds an encrypted tunnel between you and the server. Now that same snooper sees only scrambled data. They can't read it, and they can't tamper with it without the connection breaking. There's a second piece. When you connect, the server shows a certificate, a kind of ID card that proves you're really talking to the genuine server for that domain, not an imposter. So the padlock is really a promise about the connection. It's private, and it's the real server for that exact address. But here's the part that trips everyone up. The padlock says nothing about whether the website itself is honest or safe. Scammers get HTTPS too. It's free and automatic now. A phishing page can show the very same padlock as your bank. So why does this matter to you? 1. Never type a password or card number on a page without HTTPS. No padlock means the connection is wide open. 2. A padlock is not a trust badge. Don't let it lower your guard on a site you don't recognize. 3. The thing to actually check is the domain name. Read it carefully. Padlock plus the correct spelling of the real address is what keeps you safe. So, the padlock means private, not trustworthy. It protects the road, not the destination. Now you know what that little lock is really telling you. I'll see you in the next one.
Who holds the key? That is the whole encryption question. Readable data, called plaintext, goes in. Encryption scrambles it into ciphertext. Encrypted in transit means the company can still read it on its servers. The provider still has a key too. That only protects you from outsiders, not from the service itself. End-to-end means only you and the other person hold the keys. The middle never gets a key. That matters for messages, passwords, and payments. Encrypted does not always mean private. Look for the words end-to-end encrypted. Who else holds a key? That is the question that matters.
AFP and promises privacy. But a lot of what people think it does is a myth. So let me show you what a VPN actually hides and what it absolutely does not. Normally, when you visit a website, your request goes out through your local Wi-Fi and your internet provider, your ISP. They can see every site you connect to, and the website sees your real IP address, roughly your location. A VPN changes the path. It builds an encrypted tunnel from your device to a VPN server you choose. Everything inside that tunnel is scrambled, so your ISP and the local Wi-Fi can no longer see which sites you visit. All they see is that you're connected to a VPN. Your traffic comes out of the VPN server and then goes to the website. So the website sees the VPN server's IP and location, not yours. And that's the real job of a VPN. It hides which sites you visit from the network, and it hides your IP from the sites you visit. But here's where the myths start. A VPN does not make you anonymous. Your traffic still has to come out somewhere, and that's the VPN provider. They can see what you do. So you're not removing trust, you're moving it from your ISP to them. That's why a strict no-logs provider matters. It also doesn't hide who you are from websites. The moment you log in or carry their cookies, they know it's you, VPN or not. and it does nothing against malware or phishing. A VPN encrypts your connection. It does not check whether the site on the other end is dangerous. So why does this matter to you? 1. It's genuinely useful on untrusted Wi-Fi, like a cafe or airport. The tunnel stops anyone on that network from snooping on your traffic. 2. It hides your IP and location, handy for privacy from websites or reaching content as if you were somewhere else. 3. It is not a magic privacy cloak. Choose a provider you actually trust and don't let it make you careless about logins, scams, and downloads. So, a VPN moves your traffic through a trusted tunnel. Great for the network you're on and for hiding your IP. Just remember what it can't do. Now you know what that VPN is really hiding and what it isn't. I'll see you in the next one. You get a message that looks like it's from your bank. Your account has been suspended. Act now. It feels real. It probably isn't. This is phishing, and it's the #1 way accounts get hacked. Let me show you how to spot it. Phishing is simple. A scammer impersonates someone you trust, your bank, a delivery company, even your boss, to trick you into clicking a link or handing over your password. It almost always starts with a message designed to rush you. A sense of urgency or fear. Your account is suspended. Your package is held. Pay now. That panic is the point. It pushes you to click before you think, on a link that looks official. The link takes you to a fake login page. It's a near-perfect copy of the real site, the same logo, the same layout. But it's a trap. The moment you type your username and password, you're not logging in, you're handing them straight to the scammer. And now they have it. Your password, your account, sometimes your money, all from one click and one form. So how do you catch it? Learn the red flags. 1. Urgency or fear. Real companies don't threaten to delete your account in the next 5 minutes. 2. A sender address or web address that's slightly off, a lookalike domain with an extra letter, a dash, or the wrong ending. 3. A generic greeting like Dear Customer, an unexpected attachment, or any message that asks for your password or payment directly. So why does this matter to you? 1. Slow down. Urgency is the scam. The pressure to act fast is the single biggest warning sign. 2. Check the real sender and the full web address before you trust anything, not just the name that's displayed. 3. Go to the site directly. Open your browser or app yourself instead of clicking, and never enter your password from an email link. Phishing works by rushing you. Slow down, check the source, and go direct, and the scam falls apart. I'll see you in the next one. Most hacks you hear about don't actually break the computer. They break the person sitting in front of it. It's called social engineering, and it's how the biggest attacks really start. Here's the setup. Instead of cracking your firewall, an attacker just asks you for the keys by manipulating your psychology. And they pull a small set of mental levers. The first is authority, pretending to be your boss, your bank, or the IT department, because we're wired to obey. The second is urgency. Act now. Your account will be locked. Send it in the next 5 minutes. Panic makes you skip the checks you'd normally do. The third is trust and familiarity, posing as a coworker or a brand you already know, so nothing feels off. And the fourth is curiosity or even fear. A juicy file, a scary warning, a free reward, anything to make you click before you think. Pull one of those levers on the right target, and the result is the same as any hack. Access granted. A password handed over. A code read aloud. A door held open. These levers show up in a few classic forms. Phishing. A fake email or text that lures you to a fake login page. Pretexting. A believable made-up story, like a vendor calling to confirm an invoice. Baiting. A tempting download or USB stick left lying around, waiting for someone to plug it in. An impersonation or tailgating, literally following someone through a secure door or pretending to be the new contractor. So why does this matter to you? Because the human is the weakest link. No firewall can stop you from typing a code into the wrong box. Security tech protects the machine. This targets you. So verify identity through a separate channel. If IT or your bank calls, hang up and call back on the official number you look up yourself. And treat urgency as a red flag. Never share passwords or codes, and slow down. Real organizations don't pressure you to skip the checks. Social engineering hacks the human, not the hardware. Once you can spot the levers, the trick stops working. I'll see you in the next one. When you picture a hacker cracking a password, you probably imagine someone typing guesses at a login screen. The reality is very different, and once you understand it, defending yourself gets a lot easier. Let me show you how passwords actually get cracked. There are really three main methods. Almost nobody guesses your password one try at a time. Method 1. Leaked password lists. Big sites get breached all the time, and billions of email and password combinations end up dumped online. Attackers take your leaked email and password from one site and automatically try them on hundreds of others: your bank, your email, your shopping accounts. It's called credential stuffing, and it works because so many people reuse the same password. Method 2. Brute force. Software simply tries enormous lists of common passwords and dictionary words, billions of guesses, automatically and fast. Short or common passwords fall almost instantly. A password like Summer 2024 is on every cracking list. Method 3. Phishing. Instead of cracking anything, the attacker just tricks you into typing your password into a fake lookalike login page. So how do you beat each one? There are 3 defenses, and each shuts down a specific attack. Defense 1. Length. A long passphrase has so many possible combinations that brute force would take longer than a lifetime. Length beats complexity every time. Defense 2. Unique passwords. If every account has a different password, then one leaked password can't unlock the rest. That kills credential stuffing dead. Defense 3. 2FA, two-factor authentication. Even if an attacker has your correct password, they still need that second code from your phone, so the login is blocked. So why does this matter to you? 1. A password manager makes every password long and unique automatically, so you don't have to memorize a thing. That defeats both brute force and credential stuffing at once. 2. 2FA is your safety net. It catches the one case the others miss, a password that's already been stolen, often through phishing. 3. Together they cover all 3 attacks. Long, unique passwords plus a second factor, and there's no easy way in. So that's the truth. Hackers don't guess. They reuse leaks, brute force the weak ones, and phish the rest. Beat them with length, uniqueness, and 2FA. A password manager and 2-factor do it all for you. I'll see you in the next one. You keep hearing it. Another company got breached, millions of accounts exposed. But what actually happens to your data, and why should you care? Let me show you. It starts with a company's database, a giant table of user info, your email, your password, your phone number, all in one place. Then comes the breach. Attackers break in, often by hacking a weak spot, or because the database was simply left misconfigured and exposed to the internet. Now your data is out. It gets dumped publicly or quietly sold on criminal markets to whoever wants it. Here's the catch with passwords. Sometimes they're hashed, scrambled into unreadable text, but often they're weak, poorly hashed, or stored in plain text. And once your data is loose, it gets weaponized in 2 main ways. First, credential stuffing. Attackers take your leaked email and password and try them on dozens of other sites, betting you reused that same password somewhere. Second, targeted phishing. With your real email and phone number, scammers send convincing fake messages designed to trick you into handing over even more. Here's the hard truth. You can't stop a company from being breached. That part is out of your hands. But you can shrink the blast radius, so one breach can't take down your whole digital life. So how does this matter to you? For moves. 1. Use a unique password for every account. Then a leak on one site can't unlock the others. That single change kills credential stuffing. 2. Turn on 2FA, two-factor authentication. Even if your password leaks, the attacker still can't get in without your second code. 3. Check if your email shows up in known breaches, using a free site like Have I Been Pawned, and change any exposed password promptly. Put together, these turn a scary headline into a minor inconvenience. The breach still happens, but it barely touches you. You can't control the company, but you can control the blast radius. That's the whole game. I'll see you in the next one. Ever feel like the web is watching you? You look at a pair of shoes once, and suddenly they follow you everywhere. Here's exactly how that happens. It starts with cookies, small files a website stores in your browser. On their own, they're harmless. The useful kind are first-party cookies, set by the site you're actually visiting. They keep you logged in and remember what's in your cart. Then there are third-party cookies and trackers embedded by other companies hidden inside the page, like ad networks and analytics tools. Here's the trick. The same tracker is embedded in lots of different sites. So you visit a news site, then a shopping site, then a blog, all unrelated. But the same tracker is quietly loaded on every one of them. That lets it recognize you across all three and stitch your separate visits into one continuous trail. And even if you block cookies, there's a backup: fingerprinting. Your screen size, fonts, and browser details combine into a near-unique signature. Put it together, and the tracker builds a profile of you, your interests, habits, and what you're likely to buy, which gets used to target ads. So why does this matter to you? 1. You're being profiled across the web, often without realizing it. Blocking third-party cookies cuts most of that cross-site tracking. 2. A tracker or ad blocker stops many trackers from ever loading in the first place, which also makes pages faster. 3. Private or incognito mode wipes your history when you close it, but it does not stop tracking while you browse. That's a common myth. The takeaway: first-party cookies help you. Third-party trackers follow you. A few settings shrink how much of you the web can collect. Now you know who's really in the room every time you open a tab. I'll see you in the next one. You've probably been warned. Never use public Wi-Fi. Someone could steal your passwords. Is that still true? The honest answer: mostly no, but with a few real catches. Let me show you. Here's the classic fear. You're on the cafe Wi-Fi, and a hacker sitting nearby quietly listens in, sniffing the traffic to grab your bank login as it goes by. They used to work because old websites sent everything as plain, readable text over the network. But the web changed. Today, almost every site uses HTTPS, the padlock in your address bar, which encrypts your traffic end-to-end. So even on shared cafe Wi-Fi, the person snooping sees only scrambled data. That classic password-sniffing attack is largely a solved problem. So why the warnings? Because real risks still remain, just not the ones you were told about. Risk 1. The evil twin. An attacker sets up a fake hotspot named almost exactly like the real one, free cafe Wi-Fi, and if you connect, your traffic flows through their network. Risk 2. Any site that still isn't using HTTPS. No padlock means no encryption, and on that one, the old snooping attack still works. Risk 3. Fake sign-in and captive portal pages. That pop-up asking you to log in with Google or your email may be a trap designed to harvest your password. Notice the pattern. HTTPS protects your data on the wire, but it can't stop you from connecting to the wrong network or typing into a fake page. So why does this matter to you? 1. For normal HTTPS browsing, public Wi-Fi is mostly fine. But for anything sensitive, like banking, prefer your phone's hotspot or a trusted VPN. 2. Check the network name with the staff before connecting, and be suspicious of any login page that pops up on its own. 3. Watch for that padlock. No padlock or a warning means don't type anything you'd hate to lose. So public Wi-Fi isn't the password trap it used to be. The danger moved from the airwaves to the network you join and the pages you trust. Now you know what's actually risky and what isn't. I'll see you in the next one.
A hacker can steal your secrets without opening them. They simply copy the encrypted traffic, label it, and place it on a shelf. Today, that stolen archive looks like meaningless noise, so nothing appears to have happened. But the thief is making a bet on tomorrow. Keep the box until a better key arrives. That strategy has a name: harvest now, decrypt later. When you connect securely, public key cryptography first agrees on a temporary session key. Then AES uses that session key to protect the actual conversation. A powerful quantum computer would threaten the public key maths first, not every lock at once. That distinction matters because old traffic can still reveal a future secret. A password that expires next week may not matter, but a medical record or defense design could. So the real deadline is not the day quantum computers arrive. It is the day your data stops being valuable. NIST has already standardized replacements, including MLKEM for establishing keys. MLDSA and SLHDSA provide new ways to verify signatures. The difficult part is finding every certificate, library, server, and device that still depends on the old system. That is why organizations are starting with hybrid connections, old and new protection together while they migrate. Think of it as changing the lock before the thief comes back with tomorrow's key.